Hey gang, this is Ryan Cozy with the Chapel at Crosspoint. I hope and pray that everybody is doing well. Hey, I just wanted to give a brief update in regard to WNY Pray. I know that there are a handful of things going on in conjunction with some other churches over the next few weeks as we gear up for this. And a couple of things that I just wanted to highlight. Number one, I had a great opportunity this morning to hang out with Nancy Carmichael and Justin Jones from Eastern Hills Wesleyan Church. And one of the things that I was learning in the process of just dialoguing with them is that Eastern Hills is actually taking an initiative step in terms of creating a Saturday night prayer service. And some of that's going to run in conjunction with WNY Pray over the next few weeks as we undertake this initiative. But I think there's a desire to create a continual rhythm of that sort of happening at Eastern Hills. And as I was listening to Justin and Nancy this morning, it just was a great reminder to me. It was a teachable moment that I think that we can learn a ton from one another as we're working in this process. And I would encourage you all to just chat with other churches that are on the website. We've listed them there for that reason. And I think that there is a great opportunity to workshop some creative ideas. I know that Mark Rouse from Akron Free Methodist, he had sent me recently an email of what they were planning to do the night of the concert of prayer and some of the rhythms that they were establishing there. And again, just a great reminder to me of there's some great information that we can learn from one another. And it's my hope and the desire that this wouldn't just be about the 40 days of prayer, although that's really important and that's a desire that we have, but that some relationships could be cultivated, developed, and even perhaps established for the first time, where we as churches begin to start working with one another and praying with one another, not just in this season, but perhaps continually thereafter. And so I just wanted to put that plug out there to encourage you all. If you see churches that you're familiar with, either in the context relationally or the context geographically, I think that's a great opportunity to connect with other expressions of the bride here in Western New York. The other question that continues to come up is, can other churches get involved in this? And absolutely they can. We would love for that to happen. Actually, one of the desires that I have, I had a chance to connect with a lady by the name of Cheryl at the Buffalo Christian Center bookstore. She has a lot of connection with inner city churches in Western New York. And if you look on the website right now, there are 3 inner city churches that are partnering in this collaborative, 2 of which are in Niagara Falls, and then one is a partnership through the Buffalo Christian Center. I believe Sean Dewey is the person kind of facilitating that in that context. But my desire would be, man, if we could get some more inner city churches engaged, we would love to do that. And if you have any relationships with some inner city churches, or have a relationship with Cheryl, or can help us get the word out more effectively within that context, we would absolutely love for that to be the case. And I think that there's something to be said when we bridge the gap, not just rurally and suburbanly, but also in the urban context. I think that there's something very powerful about that. And so if God has blessed you or allowed you to have some favor and some relationships with other churches that are more urban center, and you would like to introduce them to this idea of WNY Pray, please know we would love to have that happen, and we would value any input or any help that you're able to give us along the way in cultivating those inner city relationships in regard to WNY Pray. The other thing I just want to say is feel free, please continue to interact with the site, ask questions about it, take a look at the online devotional, the pre-order print information. I know John sent that out last week. But as much as you can help us in engaging the site and just saying, hey, there's a hiccup here or a question here, that would serve us greatly as we gear up for the 19th and the 40 days thereafter. Hopefully, the next thing I just wanted to touch base on, hopefully the concert of prayer outline was helpful for you all. Again, our desire is we want to give you creative domain, that if you've got some creative folks and if you have some pre-established rhythms of prayer, I think that's great. And so we only threw out the outline as a suggestion. This is how we're going to try to do it. And if it helps you, great. If you have some better ideas or some other ideas, man, that's awesome too. We're excited about that. And by the way, please feel free to share some of those ideas with me or with others as you interact with the site. And if you want to email me and share some of that information, we would be blessed to learn about some of the creative initiatives that other churches are doing. Finally, one of the things that I wanted to share with folks today in conclusion is one of the desires that I have is at the end of the 40 days of prayer, at the end of the concert of prayer, and this initiative leading into Easter, one of the things that I would desire to do is I would love to have a debrief after the process of Western New York Pray. Perhaps a church would be willing to host this, or perhaps we could host it here at the chapel, but we would love to get as many of the people that were engaged in Western New York Pray, the churches that were represented. I'd love to sit down and have a discussion about some of the things that we felt were really powerful or helpful in this season. Some things that we weren't sure about how those worked or how they didn't work. And then also, I think there's a huge value in areas for improvement, areas for growth. And so it's my desire, I'm going to try to initiate that after this all happens. Perhaps we can establish a time, get as many people around the table as possible just to talk about these things and to discuss. And perhaps even dialogue about new and future initiatives thereafter the 40 days of prayer. Thanks so much for your time, gang. I'm looking forward to the 19th. I'm looking forward to the 40 days starting the following Wednesday. And I'm just looking forward to get to know some of these churches even better. God bless you, gang. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.